What's going on, guys? Today I find myself staring down the barrel of another very huge kit that I honestly never planned on getting this kit, but I had a really fun idea for a video that I want to do with this kit. So here we are. I'm going to take a look at this, and as always, a huge thank you to USA Gundam Store for making that possible, guys. Check the link to the USA Gundam Store site there down below. Use that coupon code there, ZakuAurelius10, to save 10% on everything on their store. So when you're getting big stuff like this, 10%, it may not seem like a lot, but it can definitely knock off a good portion of that if you're going to be spending a lot of money, which you should. Show them some support. So anyway, let's get into the unboxing. Really awesome box art for this. Unfortunately, I think the kit just doesn't look as good as it could have. Recently, the Robot Damashi version of this came out and looks fantastic. I think that's probably the best version of the Nightingale that I've seen out in any way, shape, or form. But this kit is very large, and it should be pretty interesting to build. So this is going back a little bit to 2014. This is actually the very first in the RE100 line. Came out around the same time as the Hainu Verka. So that was kind of like a thing to tie them both together. And Bandai has kind of continued that for more or less over the course of the line of the RE100 series. Not every time, but many times the RE100 release will kind of coincide with a master grade release around the same time from the same series. But we got a massive box and a lot of stuff to get through, so let's just get on with it. Hey, going on to the side of the box, not going to be a whole lot to look at here, except that this is 001 in the line there, as you can see. On the top of the box, you can get a look at the inside of all the thruster bells and everything up inside the binders and the whole back of that. I'm not sure if those are going to be separate yellow pieces for that. I hope so, but as I can't recall at the moment, I couldn't say. We'll find out as soon as we get the box open though, but here's a look at what the kit is going to look like kind of from the side there. Some of the gimmicks and things about that. It's got a little bipod there for the long gun. It's got some detail up underneath the skirt, it looks like, because it's supposed to have a set of sub arms underneath there, but they're molded in there, but they're not functional as far as I can remember. And so then we've got some more details about the B-Max, the shield, the giant fuel tanks everywhere. Another nice back image there of that. And the list price for this is 8,000 yen. It's gonna be pretty pricey, but for a box this size and for all the plastic that you're getting in there, and for a kit of its size, 8,000 yen, maybe really not too bad. On the bottom of the box, we got some information here, just all in Japanese, so you can translate that if you want. A little bit here about Beltrochka's Children, the series, the manga series that this comes from, a kind of different version of Char's counterattack. And then over here, just another nice big image of kind of the front quarter of the Nightingale. So let's just get it open, shall we? Of course, we got a bunch of stuff in here. Those beam effects, I'm going to say, look like they're probably from the Sazabi Verka. Probably the same ones there. We got some fuel tanks, of course. Giant shield. It's going to be interesting to see how this compares in size to the Sazabi Verka. Unfortunately, my Sazabi Verka is kind of taken apart at the moment, but I'll maybe try to put some parts of it back together so you guys can get a general idea of that in the review anyway. We've got some of our very large pieces, of course, here for the binders on the back. And luckily, it looks like we do have the separate yellow parts for a bunch of the insides of the thruster bells there. Big old sticker sheet. And finally, down here at the bottom, we find our instruction manual. So on the front, it's just the same box art there. Again, some more information down there at the bottom, all in Japanese. On the back, the weapon and mechanism. Just some nice big pictures there and a whole bunch of Japanese text. Painting guide there at the bottom, again, all in Japanese. It's basically just red, gray, and different bits of gray and yellow. So we got our runner list, parts list. A whole bunch of runners, of course, for this. But as you guys know, the RE100 series are relatively simple in their construction. So while there's a good amount of parts for this because of its sheer size, it's not really going to be all that complicated, and definitely not going to be all that articulated just due to its sheer size and weight. But really cool to see like these exploded out images here that they do for the manuals of the RE kits. So like this will be the leg that we're building here first, and that's going to be all the parts for that. So you can see how that's going together, and then looks like the back skirt section, the waist section for that. So you're kind of building it from the ground up basically. Then building the torso section there. That looks really cool as well. And then the head, relatively simple for that, of course. And then the arms, and then the weapons and everything. Well, the funnel units, I guess, not binders, but funnel units, but basically same thing there. And then the weapons there at the end, the beam rifle and the shield And then at the end, just a little bit about how to mount the weapons, how to store them, and then the decal guide where to place the different stickers around on the kit. So let's get on with the runners. Alright, so first up is our foil sticker sheet. Obviously just very minimal for this. Looks like one for the mono eye and one for the camera on the rifle, I would say. And then our pretty large sticker decal sheet there with some big Neo Zeon logos, the NZ99 logo there, some red striping which I think goes around some of the fuel tanks, I guess, and then some other caution markings there in white. We got PC209 for our polycaps here for this, and we've actually got two of them. The interesting thing is that the polycaps look similar, but they're a little bit different from the polycap runner that we've seen in all the other RE kits that I've built, and so that's kind of interesting. We got this set of 1/100 scale MP2 hands, so these are the fully articulated hands that we've seen in a few different master grades. I'm not really a big fan of these, as you guys know, but these are what you get in the kit. So starting off with runner A1 here, we've got the big black part for the shield, and then the ends for the B-Max. And then runner A2 in clear, looks like we've got one part for the visor, one for the mono eye, and then this L-shaped one. I'm not exactly sure where that's going on there, but somewhere we'll figure it out. Runner B is in a nice slightly orangish yellow color here for all of those thruster bells and a couple of little bent details there. And we've got two of this B runner, so plenty of those to go around. Runner C in this light gray color for one of the fuel tanks and the missiles on the back of the shield and a couple other small little details there. And then runner D for some vent details, some of the other fuel tanks, and some of the joint parts there, which you can see has that kind of simulated kind of cloth sort of look to them. So that's kind of okay. We've got two of these D runners. Runner E would be not a runner at all, but just this singular piece here, obviously for the back skirt. And then runner F as well is just a single piece here for the main part of the shield. Very large indeed. For runner G now, aside from the two parts that we just saw, we're just getting into all of the red full runners now. So here you can see we've got some parts for the head, a few other bits on there. Runner H, some more red armor parts as well as the parts for the back of the hand. That big part there for the top of the chest looks really, really cool. Runner I looks like essentially parts for the front and side skirts there. Runner J would be our main halves for the two legs. And then runner K, it looks like parts for the arms and the shoulders there. We've got two of this K runner. Runner L looks to be mostly parts for the lower leg and feet there, because it's got like kind of toes sticking out to the side of the foot as well. And then we've got two of this L runner. Runner M would be obviously the big part there for the binder or the funnel unit, and you can see there's some funnels on there as well as a couple other small little detail parts on there. And we've got two of this M runner, of course. Runner N essentially just looks like the parts for the gigantic beam rifle. This thing is really, really long and massive. So it just gives you an idea of how big the kit is going to be when it's all put together. This thing is gigantic. Runner O would be our beam effect parts here, and just the one set of them. So it's kind of unfortunate that we didn't get two sets, so that you could have the double beam axe having two short beams or two long beams. You have to have one short and one long, unfortunately. This runner originally actually from the Master Grade Shinanju from 2008. And then I think this was used as well, of course, for the Master Grade Sazabi Verka, and now for this as well. And for runner P here in gray, we're going to be getting into all of the gray kind of inner frame or detail and kind of joint parts, things like that. So you can see a lot of really nice detail on there for where these parts are exposed. Runner Q, again, some more of the mechanical parts here. Looks like some parts for the waist in there, I guess. Runner R, a bunch more of the detailed mechanical parts here, as well as parts for the outer parts of the thruster bells. We've got two of these R runners. Runner S, again, the same thing, just more of these mechanical parts and just kind of all of that. Got two of this S runner as well. And finally, last but certainly not least, is runner T here for just some more detail parts, thruster bell parts, and all of that. We've got two of this T runner. So that is it for the unboxing, guys. I'm going to be building this up live, streaming on Twitch and YouTube as well, so feel free, of course, to tune into that if you want to watch the building process live. Otherwise, just wait for the review. I'll have that coming up soon for you guys. Thank you all so much for watching. Again, thank you to USA Gundam Store for making this possible. And if you guys have further questions or comments, of course, as always, feel free to leave those down below. With that, guys, have a great day. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye. Hey! Thanks for watching, guys. Remember, if you want to check the kit out for yourself, you can head over to USA Gundam Store. Use that coupon code ZakuAurelius10. Save yourself 10%. Thanks for watching, guys. See you next time. Bye-bye.